Assalamu
Assalamu alaikum,
alaikum.
everybody. My name is Belal.
I'm Nazima.
This is the Healthy Muslim Show. And inshallah, today we're going to be covering fitness and Ramadan.
So, given how packed our Ramadan days are already, do you think we even need to work out in Ramadan?
So, one thing that's really important to understand, it's the mentality regarding working out. I think most people make a mistake on, right? Because when they think about working out, they think about being absolutely drenched in sweat and you're feel like you're got thrown through a wall, etc. So the one thing that's really important for everyone to always remember is that the goal of a workout is to improve, is to get better. Not every workout needs to feel as if, you're being put through a wall. There's a time and place for it. Ramadan isn't that time. So how you go about your workouts and why you should be working out is really important. Now, one thing is, even my workouts change a lot during Ramadan, right? But the goal isn't for me to necessarily get stronger or lose weight or do any of those things. Weight loss, for example, in Ramadan, it's going to be nutrition based, right? And we covered that in the nutrition part. But in Ramadan, your workouts, the biggest thing is because it's going to help increase your energy. It's going to help increase your focus. It's going to help release stress. It's going to help you move better and feel better, especially when it comes to like tarawih and being able to stand for longer periods of time. The amount of people that I get complain to me about lower back pain and feet pain, and I put out all these videos and stuff that can help people during Ramadan. But it's also because, when it comes to gaining weight and not having, feeling sluggish, not having energy, it's because you're eating too much and then you're not moving at all. Like we see high school and university kids do this where they'll just sleep all day and then wake up at nighttime.
Yeah.
That's not what we want to be. That's not the spirit of Ramadan. It's not what we want to be doing, right? We want to be able to go about our day and get lots of ibadah done. But in order for that to happen, we need to make sure we're energized and focused.
Yeah. So as a fitness expert and personal trainer, I can imagine your workouts are a lot more advanced and then you scale back. So what about for the rest of us? Should we say someone has never worked out or their level is a lot lower? Like, where does that fitness piece fit in?
You gotta break it up in two different parts. So first and foremost, if you're a beginner, if you're someone who's starting off Ramadan, the good thing now, this works for both sides. If someone you're experienced, you're someone who's been working out for even a few months or years beforehand, or if you're just starting out, Ramadan's a great time to take a step back when it comes to your workouts. So think of like an archer. In order for you to really go, for that arrow to go far, you've got to pull. Further you pull back, the further that arrow is going. So Ramadan's a great time to be able to do that, where you're able to really focus on building a solid foundation. For example, squats. It's a great time to rebuild your squat. So for example, if you're someone who's been squatting for a long time and there isn't anyone that I have met that can't take a step back to really work on mobility and working on that, and just being able to improve your mobility in itself becomes a workout. If you're really working on improving your range of motion and stability, and improving your squat becomes a workout in itself. Now, if you do it properly, especially in those 4 weeks, that you'll notice that your strength and everything else is going to go through the roof after Ramadan, right? So almost like you're using it as a springboard that you're jumping on in Ramadan to be able to take off after Ramadan. So it's a good time to really take a step back. Right? Think of it as almost like a deload. So now if you're starting off, perfect. The mistake most people make when they first start working out is they try to do too much.
Yeah.
Right? They're trying to take on too much. So this is great in the sense that, you get a chance to be able to start off the way you should be starting off. Focus on building a solid foundation. And even myself, someone who's been working out for most of my life now, I even need to take time out to rebuild my foundation and work on stability. And you build up injuries over the years of playing sports and doing stuff. So it's a great time to be able to work on that stuff that sometimes you just have too much adrenaline and too much energy to want to work on some of the more simpler stuff. So in Ramadan, it's a great time to be able to do that.
Yeah, rather than looking at fitness as an energy drain, it can actually improve your energy if you do it right? Like that's the key message. I find with myself and there's so many misconceptions when it comes to fitness, like very like that fitness bro mentality. I never step foot in the gym. Like that just feels like an extra step for me. Like I have to figure out, okay, now I have to get to the gym. So I don't like going to the gym, but I will get all my workouts in at home. And I also don't like to feel tired after a workout. Like I like to feel energized. And even in Ramadan, like when you do it right, it actually helps you feel, rather than sometimes the workout feels better than taking that nap mid-afternoon. All right, so what types of workouts? Should it be like strength training, cardio, stretching? What should we be doing?
So again, this comes into a lot of misconceptions, right? When people think strength training, resistance training, lifting weights, they think trying to lift heavy. There is a time and place for that. The vast majority of people need to understand that lifting weights isn't about lifting heavy, right? Like you see women do this all the time. They'll grab those little cute little pink 5-10 pound little dumbbells, and they're like, and then I'm like, okay, wait.
They're actually closer to 1 to 3 pounds, not even 5 to 10.
Yeah, and so then and I'll have conversations and I'm like, wait, are you a mom? And they're like, yes. I'm like, how old is your child? They're like, oh, 2. I'm like, I promise you that child weighs more than 5 pounds. They're like, yes. I'm like, and you lift them all day long. Then why is it for your workout somehow you're dropping it to 1 pound, 2 pounds? So it's important that not be afraid of lifting weights. Lifting weights does not get you big and bulky.
Yeah.
Right. There is like when you see like these bodybuilders and guys are actually all the time that are messaging me now. They're like, I don't want to be a bodybuilder, which is perfectly fine. Right. And that's not my goals either. I want to be more athletic. I want to be stronger. But one thing is important is the amount of food you would have to eat, the amount of training you would have to do to be able to get to that. So that's one thing you don't need to worry about. But lifting weights is really important because it has a huge impact on strengthening your joints, your bone density improves, your muscle improves. And the importance of muscle is, you have to think about, you always have to remember is that muscle, it's not about getting as big as possible, but preserving what you have and then building on it. It has a huge impact on day-to-day activities. Picking things up becomes easier. You're going to get less tired when it goes about day-to-day activities. You want to make sure that your everyday life becomes easier because, again, you're stronger, your endurance is better, your cardio is better. That's ultimately the biggest thing. And then in that process, you're going to lose your belly. You're going to look a little better and feel better as well. So lifting weights is important, but again, it doesn't have to be every day. 3 days out of the week, right? So less than 3. So if you think about, you can do less than an hour, so 45 minutes. So there's 168 hours in a week. That's less than 3 hours. So if you spread that out throughout the week, so you do say Monday, Thursday, Saturday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, you still got a day or two in between each workout, right? It's only 45 minutes long. You could do it at different times during the fast, but kind of keeping it simple, that plays a huge part. And then from there, cardio is really important. Walking's going to play a huge part. Again, you're not lifting. The goal isn't to lift super heavy. You want to make sure it's a decent, moderate weight. And then from there, making sure you're walking every single day. Those two things will play a huge impact on you feeling better, especially after Ramadan's done, but during your fast as well, on helping you overall do better. So walking every single day, 20 minutes at least every single day. It's a really good time, especially before iftar. Go for a 20-30 minute walk. That can have a huge impact on weight loss as well. But you'll notice a huge spike in energy when you're doing it. You'll make better decisions when it comes to iftar time. Like when was the last time you finished a workout and wanted a pizza? People generally don't do that. All right? They don't go towards fried chicken and stuff after a workout. It's usually you're more likely to eat something healthier. So that's another thing to kind of keep in mind is that it's going to motivate you to want to eat healthier as well.
Yeah. And I think even with fitness, like it could be more of a family thing, right? So walks, you mentioned walking, like that's something we actually like doing as a family. The kids love that, right? When we do like a pre-iftar walk. And even it's interesting because like sometimes our kids are still doing their sports while fasting or they're about to open their fast. So even with our kids, it's like having that mindset.
Well, our kids aren't fasting.
The kids aren't fasting, yes.
We're
but
fasting.
Like they're having the mindset that, okay, this can be incorporated in a healthy lifestyle. We can still be able to, it's not either or, right? And being able to just go for that walk. It doesn't have to be this like strenuous, like crazy workout. But also, if you've never worked out before, like Ramadan is not this like magical weight loss fitness program that the first day you're fasting and you like jump into this crazy workout or, this crazy diet. It's really about what can we do to maximize that energy. And so sometimes it's okay to the first few fasts where you're not necessarily working out, right? Like get used to that fast and then start adding it and see how you feel as well, right?
Like losing weight in Ramadan is not difficult.
Yeah.
It's very easy. right? You can, if you do everything we've talked about now and in the nutrition part, adding those elements, you can lose weight easily. But the goal isn't just to lose weight; it's to make sure you're energized. So if you go through these crazy extreme approaches, you're losing weight, but you're also going to have zero energy. You're going to have zero focus. So in the process of just losing weight, you're also sacrificing your Ramadan, your fast,
Yes.
right? It's
Yeah.
becoming detrimental to you. So what's the most important now? You shouldn't be overeating. You shouldn't be gaining weight, because again, that's doing the same extreme approach, right? So people look at people who are like working out and doing all this stuff. What about the extreme on the other side, right? Where you're gaining weight and you're not having energy and you're not being able to focus. Well, that's because of the stuff you're putting into your body, right? It's the same thing on the other side. So finding that middle path, and in Islam, our teachers talk about it all the time. Our scholars talk about it all the time. Finding the middle path. That's one thing that's really important. So like, once a week having a cheat meal, there's nothing wrong with that. Making sure, but still, you don't have to work out every single day. 3 times in a week, 45 minutes each. That's less than 3 hours. 168 hours in a week. It's less than 3 hours, right? Going for walks every single day, taking out 20 minutes. For example, if you're going into the office, 9 to 5, lunchtime is still, you're off. Go for a walk, right? If you can take a nap during that time, is great, right? So if you go for if you take a 10-minute nap, and then like if you have a 30-minute lunchtime, or however long you have, a 10-minute nap, and then 20-minute walk, and then come back, right? So utilizing that time, still being productive during that time. So when you have lunchtime for work, still making it productive, right? And if you're in university and high school, do not become nocturnal during this time of year, right? It's still important for us to utilize that time of fasting, right? And trying to be productive during that time is really, really important still. So those elements play a huge part. So remember, when it comes to fitness, it's not just about working out. It's what is the purpose of working out? The purpose of working out is to help increase your energy and make you feel better. For what? For spirituality, for you to gain nearness to Allah. So, and to maximize Ramadan. So that's one thing that's really important, is making sure that we're able to bring the two together. And you'll start to notice a huge difference. People ask me why I work out so much. It's our deen. That's why. It's because I want to make sure I take care of the gift that Allah has given us, right? So that's one thing that's really important to always keep in mind, is that why are you working out? Why are you not sleeping in? Why are you not doing all these things? Is because, you're taking care of a gift that Allah has provided us.
Yeah, I think that's a great part to kind of like conclude. And one of the best, things that we see over the past few years is people reaching out to us and letting us know, whether it's through the Healthy Ramadan Guide, through our program, or even just a few tips that we've shared today, where people implement it and then they reach out to us after Ramadan and they say, this is the best Ramadan we've had. We've had the most energy. We are able to do the most ibadah. And that's the why. That is the real why. We want to make it simple for you guys as well. So we've also put together a free guide. Get your copy, and inshallah, you guys have a more energized and productive Ramadan as well.